It's a complete meal your high schooler can make. Well, if your high schooler is Chef Remmi. Today she's here with her beef and potato saute from cooktimewithremmi.com. I love it when you're on because you always make the greatest stuff. And your cookbook is so interesting because there's all different flavors from around the world, right?
It's global cooking.
Global cooking. And we mentioned right before the camera turned on that allspice is a big thing in Mediterranean dishes. And you have allspice in this?
Yes.
Okay, now how do we make this beef and potato saute? It looks delicious.
So basically what you do is you dice up your potatoes. I have to use Yukon Gold, that way you don't have to peel them, but like if you use a regular potato, then you do have to. So it's not as easy. And then you're gonna set those aside.
Did you boil them or you microwave them? How did you make them? Your potatoes?
Well, you just dice them first.
Oh, you just dice them first? Okay, sorry.
And then you saute your meat and your onions.
Okay.
And get those all browned. And then you drain your grease from your pan because you don't want grease. And then you drain your potatoes and you put them in the pan. And then you add your broth and your allspice.
Your broth, you're using vegetable broth?
Yes, you can use beef broth, chicken broth, it doesn't really matter. As long as you got a good broth in there. And you want just enough to cover the potatoes, or you can also add water. Okay. And then you're gonna let that simmer a little bit until the potatoes are tender. So it's a pretty easy dish, actually.
It seems pretty easy. It seems like something that actually a high schooler could make if they're not you. And
so here's like the real, oh, I gotta turn that on. That'd be a good idea. Okay, and the real thing about this is that you put an egg on top.
What? I saw the picture of that. And sometimes you've done it with a poached egg, and you're gonna do a fried egg today.
Yeah.
Why an egg?
An egg, the thing is, whenever you put it on top, whenever you're like, it's on top of the meat, and then, turn that up, and then like, you poke it and like the yolk comes out. Like the flavor of the yolk just like works so well with the meat and potato. It's just amazing.
And you've made tabbouleh on the show before, and Lebanese dishes have a lot of really interesting flavors, don't you think?
I love Lebanese dishes. It's probably like one of my favorite countries I did from the book.
I was going to ask you that. You answered my question because you've been all over with the cooking, and there's some more spicy than others, and some sort of bland. Did you find any countries that are kind of bland?
I mean, whenever we did North America, I mean, we didn't want to do U.S. because that probably consists of hamburgers and hot dogs. Yeah. So we went for more like a Puerto Rico because that's technically part of the U.S. And so that one's not really bland, but like it's just like it was the continent's just harder to figure out. You know what I mean?
And when you're doing these dishes like a Lebanese or something from the Mediterranean, do you have to cater it to how we would enjoy the dish or how they would enjoy the dish there locally? Because sometimes you feel like maybe too spicy or something.
Yeah. Well, I try to get like ingredients that are native to the country, and I try to get them so that they're accessible to like people in the U.S. I'm trying to do this without making too much of a mess.
That's all right. She even said right before she goes, I'm probably not going to flip the egg very well. That's a lot better than I do. Look at that.
There we go. That's
beautiful. So then, will you have some condiments here? Are these tomatoes?
I have to put my allspice in.
Allspice.
We talked about that too, which is ironic. You're gonna mix that in there, make sure it gets all around, just a little pinch. Okay. So now we can turn everything off.
All right, and pop that guy on there so the host can try it.
So I'm gonna put our meat and potatoes.
Yum.
There we go.
Oh my gosh, I wish you could smell this.
I know, it's amazing.
You can smell that allspice. Really good.
Then we're going to put that down.
Okay.
Put the egg on.
Pop the egg on. I love this. You know, some people now in the United States and stuff, people are putting eggs on burgers and things. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Are we going to put a little of this on it for color? See what I'm doing? I'm plating. That's what I'm doing. I'm plating it.
And there you have it, your beef and potato saute.
Oh my gosh.
Don't forget to poke the egg. That's
yeah, sorry.
That's like the best part.
You told me that. Oh, that's right. There we go. Okay.
It's hot.
It is hot. Oh, but it's perfect. Not so overly spicy. You're going to love this. Thank you, Chef Remmi.
Thank you.
Get our cookbook. And a big thanks to Metro Appliances and more for making this segment possible with Chef Remmi. Check out their entire showroom. It's beautiful at 51st and Mingo. You can go online there, too, at metroappliancesandmore.com.